This is an INFO5709 and final project. It is an Zomato restaurant data, and my name is Rahul. My ID is 11446371. Zomato is an application which helps a customer to reserve a table in the restaurant. So we collected data from customers using the Zomato application. In the data, we have 23 fields that gives an information about the restaurant data, and the most popular fields that are country name, city name, restaurant name, average cost for two people, and the votes voted by a customer to particular restaurant. And the problem analysis. In the data provided, we need to identify the low and underrated restaurants, and need to update that underrated restaurants and find out the cheapest restaurant belongs to the city and its country. Similarly, an expensive restaurant belong to the city and country, and the distribution of restaurants over various other countries such as India, USA, UAE, and few other countries. And the next is tools used for this graph, and the tool I used is in a Tableau. The reason for use a Tableau is it is in a more compatible with various other databases like SQL, Excel, JSON, and few other databases. It is a most powerful tool for data visualization, and it is an easy to interact, and it's a friendly application. And the results are I have taken 6 observations. First observation is city with the cheapest restaurants in India and USA. City or state with an expensive restaurant in India and USA. A city with an least rating, and a city with a large number of votes, a restaurant with a large number of votes, and a country with a count of restaurants. And the first chart is city within the cheapest restaurants in India and USA. Here you can find like in the left side the cheapest restaurants in USA, and in the right side the cheapest restaurants in India. So in the first one, like the cheapest restaurants in the USA, you can find the cheapest one is $10 on average, and it was belongs to a city Calisti. And similarly, we have in a few other cities where we have an average cost for an 2 is $10. When compared to an India, we have the cheapest restaurants in the city Faridabad, Amritsar, next Varanasi, next Allahabad. And next, expensive restaurants in India and USA. So on the left side you have an expensive restaurant in the USA belongs to the city. Here you can see in the Princeton, and the average cost for two people is $70. So on the next followed by an Orlando, Ojo, Callington. On the right side you can see here an expensive restaurants in India. So the first top expensive restaurant belongs to the city Panchakulu, and the next is in Hyderabad. Hyderabad is the second costliest area city for restaurants. That is 131 rupees. Yeah, and the country with an count of restaurants in it. So you can see like in our data we found that India has an 8,652 restaurants, whereas United States is in the next position with 434 restaurants, and UK is in the third position which has an 80 restaurants, and Brazil and South Africa has an 60 restaurants in it. Yeah, the city with an least rating, and we found all the restaurants over the globe, and we found they belongs to these are having an least rate. When you see in India, we have an 5 places where has an rating is an 2 for the New Delhi, Noida, New Delhi, Gurgaon, Ghaziabad, and Faridabad. Whereas in Australia, Mayfield, Painville and Montville has a low rating. Whereas in USA we has Macmillan has a rating 2.4. So when you go within Canada, we have a Concert City which has a rating for restaurant 3. So the main focus here is to we have to update these restaurant so that the customers and the rating will increase. And when the last but one, the city with a large number of votes. So you can see here, when belongs to a country New Zealand, we have a city Auckland, which has a large number of votes of 6,795, and the next place is Welling City. It has a 2,926. In the Qatar, we have a Doha, which has an highest number of votes, that is 3,276. And the next India, we have in Aurangabad 1,295 votes, and Mohali 99, and Panchakulu we has an 843 votes. Whereas in the UK we have three different cities which has an rating in the order it is. Next, coming with a restaurant with a large number of votes. We have in different restaurants here. So in the of all the restaurant, the New Zealand has any highest ratings. In the New Zealand, Auckland city restaurant, it has 6,796 votes. And whereas in a Wellington city, it has 2,926 votes. And yeah, and here is the graph. We have the cheapest restaurants in India. This is a tableau, which is a powerful tool for data visualization. And the next graph is cheapest restaurants in USA, and the next is an expensive restaurants in India, and the next is an expensive restaurants in the USA, and the count of restaurants and the respective countries, and least rating restaurants, and city with a large number of votes, and the restaurant with a higher votes. And the data I took here is this, and it has almost 24 fields: restaurant name, restaurant ID, country, United States, address, locality. Here are the few more popular fields which I used. Thank you.